One of the things that I think makes people feel lost is because they expect to find their purpose or find their calling while they are sitting back and being inactive. Let's say, like, you're sitting on the couch or you're taking a nap, and one morning you wake up and you just know what you're supposed to be working on, or like you just know what you're supposed to be doing. But in my perspective, or from my experience, that's not how it works. It works by writing down what you think you want and reading your goals 3 times a day, and then at some point, like, start taking the smallest amount of action that you think will get you to your desires. And if you really have absolutely no idea what you want, then you can just write down, I know exactly what I want. And that's your statement that you read 3 times a day. But if you do know, then you just write down what you think you want and you read that, and then 3 times a day, and then at some point you're gonna start to get nudges of what to do next. So I think this idea that you can find your calling or you can find your purpose while you're being inactive and while you're out of the race is a false idea. I think you always find your calling or find your purpose while you're moving and while you're trying things. And it might take 100 tries, like it might take you trying 100 things before you find out what you're really, really passionate about. And you might fail 1,000,000 times, but every failure is getting you one step closer to clarity. And so I think God will only give you the next step or the next piece of the puzzle as you're moving along and as you're trying things and as you're looking for things, as you're doing the most with what you have around you at that time. I don't think God would ever give you the next step while you're choosing to ignore everything around you and not take any action. Like, ignore all of your nudges and ignore all of the hints that you're getting. I don't think God would ever give you to, like, tell you what your purpose is in that moment, because you wouldn't act on it anyway. And so, like, what would be the point, right? Like, it would be wasted. The message would fall on deaf ears and you wouldn't do anything with it anyway. So I think the reason why most people feel lost is because they think that they need to know everything that they're supposed to do from day one. And like, a lot of young people and college-aged people stress themselves out because they think that they have to know the entire plan for the next 20 years of their life. But if that were the case, like, if God told me, 20 years ago, all of the crazy things that I would have to go through, I wouldn't have done any of it. I would have said, no, I don't think so. That's too much. I don't want it. Give this purpose to somebody else. Give my calling to somebody else, because, like, this is crazy. And I think most people would think that way. And so you don't have to know everything from day one. Nobody knows everything from day one unless you're like some kind of a prophet or something. But if you're just a normal person like me and you, we probably don't know our calling from day one, and we have to go on a trip to like go on a journey to find it, and God gives us the next step of the puzzle as we're walking on the journey.